This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast.
Hello, friends. Quick podcast this week. Bit of an extension from last week. Lauren's talking goals for 2023, but it really turned into talking about her fears of actually accomplishing her goals for 2023, and we talk through that. Enjoy.
Do New Year's mean anything to you? Like, do you set goals or make a word or anything like that?
Not really.
Yeah, you just
always put a significance on a new year. Mm-mm. I've tried to in the past, but it's almost like it's destined to be broken.
Yeah. I think maybe as an Enneagram 1, that's just disaster.
It's cliche, too.
Yeah, you're
new
already...
Year, new me. It's cliche.
So Enneagram 1s push themselves so much already. Like,
and then it's like, why wait? Why wait till the new year? If you want something, why not start now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I don't think you need it. I don't think you need a...
There's
a
always
prompt.
significance. There's always significance to a new year, though. And it's like, what are you going to accomplish in this new year? Like, what do you want to accomplish?
Okay. So
Yeah,
you do.
I guess so, but I'm kind of fascinated by the like the concept that like it's not an end goal where the work is the accomplishment, especially with golf, because it never stops. And then like some people play their best golf like in the second half of life too, where they're in their 60s and their 70s playing their best golf. It's one of those sports where it's not football, it's not baseball, where you're, it's a young man's game. Like guys dominate. Staying on topic. No, talk to me about 2023 though, honey.
So I do thrive on a clean slate. It really is a beautiful chance. I like some markers, right? So right now I'm in this process and I have been like just reflecting on everything. I built a business in 2022, kind of doing some retrospection of what served me, what were my favorite things to do, what were my least favorite things to do, what structures do I want to change in 2023, what do I want to keep the same. And anyway, just also been thinking about what parts of me do I want to continue to step into 2023. And I have been fascinated by the fact that I really want to do more public speaking. I really want to do more conference speaking, main stage, TED Talk, moth speaking, big time speaking to large audiences. I have always loved it. I grew up in theater and I want to do more. I want to write a book. I want these things. And yet I'm afraid of two things is what I found. One, making people angry. And I did a deeper dive on that. I realized that it's not the necessarily making them angry. It's that I get resentful of all the cleanup work, the hazmat, fixing, making everybody okay again after I make people angry. So I realized that I don't have to do it. I don't have to make everybody happy. I spend so much time on the cleanup, right? The writing, putting it all right, being like, I didn't mean to offend you, or you misunderstood me. This is this is what I meant to say, blah, 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 blah. It's wasted energy. So that was number one, big realization. And then number two, that I haven't really worked out yet, is that growing up, powerful women were always those women, like cold, non-sexual, driven, phallic, mean.
Yeah, that's
that
what we
bitch.
saw. Like we're late 30s right now, so that's what we saw in say the 80s and the 90s. It's kind of what we saw, and it just now, I feel like last 10, 15 years, where now you can be soft and feminine and gorgeous and then powerful and then the leader of companies.
Right.
It's new.
Right.
In human history, it's new.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fucking wild. Huh, yeah.
I'm sure so much of it has to do with misogyny, right, and patriarchal control, because for a long time, men, I don't know why, right, but wanted to control and didn't want to see women succeed. And I have theories. I think that sensual energy is really powerful, and I think, I wonder, I don't know if I think, I just wonder if we were afraid of the actual power of women, right? Like, oh my, they could take over the world because that's like life-giving power, right? That's like baby birth and power. That's like more powerful than something. And I think sometimes we operate out of fear. And so did we want to control women because of that? I don't know. But I think the only way for women to get ahead for a long time, like you said, was to be that kind of cold bitch. And I don't want to be that. And so I've been trying recently to think of especially female-bodied people who identify as female, who are doing great work and still feel soft to me, still feel open to me, because that's how I want to be. That's who I want to be. And I think I'm afraid too. Like, I was also taught growing up that successful women like didn't tend to their families, like that their kids and their partners at home were not taken care of. I think I get into my head of those are the men who wouldn't have affairs, and it's their wives' faults because they weren't around to give them the sex that they needed. Yeah, I'm in my head a lot, and I wanted to tell you. Here come the tears. Yeah, because I'm afraid. I am afraid of lots of things, and my incredible Reiki practitioner last week or the week before said, "Is it fear or is it control?" And I've been really like mulling on that.
Is it fear or is it control?
Mm-hmm. Right, because I was like, I'm afraid of becoming that woman. And she said, or are you just controlling the outcome right now? Because right now you can see, like, is it really fear? Or is it, you know the world right now as you have it controlled, right? You know, if you put in this type of effort with your partner, it results in joy. But you don't know what you focusing more on your work does to your partnership. You don't know what pursuing your dreams more does to your home life, does to your friendships. You don't know. So is it fear or is it control?
So is it like, let's pursue these things and let's just kind of find out, and then we'll navigate it as we go?
Feels so scary.
Okay.
It feels so scary to me. I'm afraid you're going to hate me.
For being more successful?
Yeah.
As long as you're not more successful than me, honey.
Did you see my wink? Was that a good wink?
Huh?
Was that a good wink?
That was a good wink, babe.
You've always said to me that I have a higher ceiling, yada, yada, yada. You've always spoken life into that, my projector. Like, you've always, from the moment I met you, which I think is why I always felt so comfortable to be who I am.
I want you to hit your goals and then see what happens. And usually what happens is like, oh, what's next? Hit your goals, see what happens, babe. And then we'll navigate it as we go.
You said something interesting yesterday. Go ahead, sorry.
I just always feel like you're going to take care of me. And then I have the space where it's like, hey, when I'm not being taken care of, and this has happened before, when I'm not being taken care of, it gets addressed. And then we look within. We have a really good system, and we have a really good game plan. And our communication is awesome. That's why I've chosen to legally obligate myself to you so far. And yeah, so, and I am such a like dream obnoxiously big.
Yeah.
And then do the work.
Right.
And that's what you live.
You said something interesting yesterday on Christmas. You said, I was talking about my musical theater contract over the summer and how it messed up some things, right? And I dropped some balls and yada, yada. And you looked right at me and you said, that is never a reason not to do that again. And I absolutely thought it was a reason not to do it again. Absolutely.
Okay.
So that was really fascinating to me that you don't, yeah, I'm like baffled by that. I think I still carry this thing in the back of my head of like enough strikes and you're going to be out. Like,
that's always true, but like enough catastrophic strikes and you're going to be out. Lying, cheating, addiction. These are catastrophic strikes. You
I left a rug
you
outside.
forgetting about a rug in the rain, and then it was a compounded thing of like, I'm taking care of the baby. I'm taking care of the household. I'm taking care of the wife. I'm picking up all the slack, and then it's like getting more work added on to me because your mind's in 1,000 different places when you're trying to run your business and then, being a professional actor. Honey, that's not catastrophic.
Right.
These aren't catastrophic things.
Okay. So we can learn from them, and then I can alter.
Baby, even the catastrophic things we can learn from. But when the catastrophic things start compounding, then it's like in relationships, then it's time to say like, hey, is this better off not being here?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what I tell my clients.
Or if you're just not invested in a relationship,
right.
is it better off? And that happens in like jobs all the time.
Yes.
And then casual, and then like romantic relationships all the time, where it's like, this isn't going to be my forever person, or it's like, I'm not even entertaining that. It happens all the time. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like getting back to what you were saying, no. Like, I want you to pursue what you want to pursue. And then I'm here to support you. And then I get to address it. I literally get to it. I could have said it a better way too, where things didn't start compounding. I could have maybe caught it like, hey babe, just can you be aware of these things? That like I'm taking on all of these things, or I'm taking on all of these responsibilities. Can you just be aware, and then can we communicate a little bit better? Where I even learned from that, it's like, hey man,
we learned that, like, will you? Yes, I will, because you were serving
like,
without
hey,
me
man,
asking for it.
It doesn't have to be like, fuck, now I'm super pissed off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's never a reason not to do theater again, honey.
I know, but if it was just me doing theater there, and I want to speak on like global stages,
Maybe we just talk about it.
okay.
And then I want you to speak on global stages too, and I'll do everything to support that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we're putting this on record, right? Because one of my tangible goals that I wrote down was like apply to speak at like 3 to 5 conferences this year. And because those are the baby steps, right? Like those are the tiny baby steps. I'm building my following. I'm really figuring out the niches in which I am best at
you go
speaking.
Play well in the minors.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. And before the minors, like whatever's before the minors, there's something, right? It's not just instant. I don't have that large of a platform, but it is hard because it's not single life where it's like, well, no, I can be myopic. I have an amazing partner. Like that is important to me.
We have responsibilities to each other
to
and to the relationship and to the kiddo. We have these responsibilities. There's advantages of being a lone wolf. Yeah. We're not that. Nope. We've tried that.
That did not work.
It didn't work. We're happier together, and also we're stronger together.
We are.
And then we can lean on each other.
100%.
And then we're getting so good at understanding what our strengths are, and then our weaknesses, and then the things that we want to pass on, and then how we can set each other up for success. It always goes back to the kitchen. I set you up for success, and I get delicious meals at my tum-tum by going out and hunting for food. Not literally just going to the fucking Kroger. And then doing the dishes. Yeah. Those are my strengths, and I look forward to it. And that's how I can get so many more yummy meals in my tum-tum. Yeah. If I can do those two things, that's how I can set you up.
Okay. And maybe I just take that and try to, just amplify it through this year too, of how do I help set the family up for success? Are there, as I expand in one area, I'm not superhuman. There's going to have to be things in which I pare down in other ways.
There's going to be times when we drop the ball. We're not superhuman. The first 15 minutes of this fucking thing, I didn't turn on the audio. It was good, too. And I was like, oh, no, I fucked up. This is my job. And you gave me so much grace. We're like, babe, it happens. And you know what? It does.
Yeah, I think in the same way that our wedding ritual and our elopement photos healed these really interesting parts of me, I think if I can be brave enough to step into what I have always dreamed of doing, what I know I'm called to do. And I can watch you in real time call me out when I make a mistake, right? When I do drop a ball, but then love me through it. I think it'll heal like brand new parts of me. Because I feel the wall. I feel the be more meek, be more submissive. You're not meant to be larger than your husband. I feel this wall of that is evil, right? You're to be a crown in your husband's, like a jewel in your husband's crown. That is it. Like you are supposed to shine, but not more brightly than your husband. Mm-hmm. And if you do, you will lose him and it will be your fault.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't go on in my head. Not at all. You can shine as brightly as you want to. As brightly as you want to. And also, honey, partnership's a choice.
It's so...
We can leave at any time, but I need you. Like, I need you.
It's like in my head that I like don't want to become like unattractive to you. That's what I keep hearing come up.
Okay.
Like I need to mold myself to be attractive to you, and that sounds horrible and disgusting.
I just need you to live your life. Because I love the way you live life. I loved it when we first met. I love it even more now. I just need you to live your life and chase your dreams. That is incredibly attractive to me. And I've said it ad nauseum at this point on this podcast. You create your reality.
Right.
And I admire that so much.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. And that's what I will fucking support. So it's good. We're chipping away at this thing that's going on inside of your head.
So, yeah.
And then what you've been taught as a child, like an extension of that from, the people that raised you. You're doing a great job.
It's obviously so deep, right?
Am I doing a great job?
Yeah. And
Thanks.
so thank you. I think some of this, it's just better out than in, right?
Yeah.
So thank you. It's been in my head, and I thought it might be really good to have recorded, because then in real time throughout this year, if I do have a stumble, we know the audience loves a good conflict. We'll have record of, okay, this is why, because I think there's gonna be, and I so fear me being the reason for conflict between us, like me being a ball dropper, when you're exactly right. I said to you, like, when the sound wasn't turned on, I was not angry at you. I don't think you're going to be angry at me if I drop a ball, but I am horrified of it.
I don't want perfect. Like, I don't want perfect and performative.
Okay. No, I like that.
Yeah. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to, like, morph and perform. Mm-hmm. And you've done such a good job on, like, understanding, like, you have a tendency to morph and be performative.
And overfunction and all of the stuff. And I think that's the other thing, too, is, like, I'm not willing to do that in this stage of my life. Like, I'm not.
It makes you more, or let me ask you a question instead of tell you. Do you feel more authentic?
Yeah. And I think maybe, too, I'm also coming to grips with the fact that I am a generator with a lot of energy, but I do have a finite amount of energy, and I'm not interested in, like, working myself to the bone anymore.
It's a better quality of life, not to.
It just is. And I don't know. I remember telling people, like, it does take a certain amount of work to get a business up. I have been working hard this year, but I haven't killed myself. I haven't. Anyway, I don't want to ramble anymore, but thank you for taking the time to listen to this. It's obviously a deep, open wound still, and we'll get through it, because we always do. And you give me the space and the time and I don't know, it's like you build a wall of safety around these things that I'm working through. And I'm forever grateful for a partner like you who sees things that maybe I can't even see yet. And then, Gives me space to fuck up too. Thanks.
Yeah, you have space to fuck up.
Yeah.
And thanks for giving me space to fuck up.
You're so welcome.
We're not, it's not maliceness. Yeah.
Like, right, we always say the rents due every day. Like, yes, we want each other to be trying, but I think that's what's so abundantly clear is that both of us are. And
like, babe, you set me up for success.
And
your intention is to, like, your intention is for me to have a great, like, self-actualized experience in life.
Yeah, incredibly. What a beautiful way to put that, hon. I love you.
Love you too.
Happy New Year.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy all the things. Yeah, let's have a great 2023. I can't wait. Like, every year with you, I'm like, this is going to be great. I love you. Thanks for making this podcast happen. This is
right back
another
at you. Thanks
thing
for making it happen, honey.
we did in 2022.
This is a joint effort. Yeah.
Was a thing you truly wanted to do. Like, you could see the value in. And it's healing for me every episode. And it's been really neat. Listeners and viewers have been sending messages recently about how much they look forward to each podcast. And that's your wisdom that's really put that out there. And because I couldn't see the value in us sharing, like, our everyday
talking shit,
like our nasty and our highs and our lows and our vulnerabilities. But it's been really neat for people to say, like, they have noticed behaviors in themselves because of our authenticity, because of us sharing our not our bests all the time, us sharing, like, our stumbles and our mishaps and our. So thanks.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Cheers to 2023.
Yeah, 2023. Hashtag.
Boom.
Boom.
Failures enable you to build the partnerships you dream about. So I like to take a little minute just at the end of these podcasts to talk about the platform that we use for our podcast called Anchor. When we were first getting into the scene of podcasting, I didn't know much, but did a simple Google search and found that by just uploading one high-res video to Anchor's platform, it does the rest of the work for me, pushes out the audio and video to every platform podcast users use. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love to tell you more about Anchor.